Hello, everyone. I'm Ariel. I'm back. I'm the financial empowerment advocate, and we are going to get right into our first official workshop. This one is our Moving Ahead workshop, which is with the Purple Purse program. You may have remembered their advertisement from our first orientation workshop, which they showed a video of financial abuse and how that may look like in different circumstances. So today we're going to get into another just a more informative additional information about financial abuse, okay? So let's jump in. All right, once again, I'm from the Housing First program. I'm a financial empowerment advocate, and this is our first workshop for moving forward. So I just want to give out a disclaimer that this information is provided in this course to be intended to general advice for anyone who's been in an abusive relationship, but not everyone's situation is the same. But they do have an advice hotline if you want to contact them, and that's what they're providing for you right here, which is the hotline.org. So here's the list of questions to ask yourself. Does your partner steal money from you or your family? Does your partner force you to give access to your money or financial accounts? Does your partner make you feel as though you don't have a right to know any details about your money? Does your partner refuse to include you in important meetings with banks, financial planners, or retirement specialists? Does your partner forbid you to work or attend school or training sessions? Does your partner overuse your credit cards or refuse to pay the bills? These are questions that you ask yourself, and if you align or agree with these things, you experience some type of financial abuse. So to understand financial abuse, we're going to just introduce you to the Purple Purse definitions, which is the Allstate Foundation has adapted its hard copy as a Purple Purse Moving Ahead through their financial management curriculum. It is web-based, and so we'll be providing you with that curriculum today. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to purplepurse.com. The overview today, we're going to be defining financial abuse. We're going to be discussing the steps to financial stability and discussing divorce and child support, because I'm pretty sure most of us are in a marriage, or we have children that are also going to be affected by this decision and this type of abuse. So defining financial abuse. Financial abuse is a tactic used by abusers to control victims by preventing access to money or other financial resources. It often begins with small and progresses over time. It is like other forms of abuse. It aims to gain power and control, and it might include controlling how much money is spent, withholding money or giving an allowance, withholding basic living allowances and medication or food, not allowing a partner to work or earn their own money, stealing a partner's identity, money, credit, or property. To prevent this abuse from happening, we want to start off with negotiation and agreement of financial roles. So when you're getting into a new partnership and you are making that step to having a long-term committed relationship with someone, this is something that you want to establish early on when you're, deciding on that progression in the relationship. So when you negotiate and make agreements for financial roles, it may look like this. These are just different examples. So one partner might manage the day-to-day finances and billing payments, but both partners have access to the financial information. One partner may earn more income, but both partners understand and respect the decision-making is equal with how you spend your money. Both partners have access to their money. They do not need to ask permission to hide their day-to-day spending. So a lot of these are, healthy ways to manage money with your partner. Another way is large or long-term financial decisions are made jointly between the partners. So just going back to that, these are healthy balances within a relationship when regarding finances. So, even though you may make more money or they may make more money, you guys are still making decisions on how this money is managed together. You have access to your money. You don't need permission from them to spend your money that you earned. And you've made large and long-term financial decisions together. So steps to financial stability, these are things to consider. So are you confident independently managing your finances? So this is something that is different for each of us as individuals. How confident are you in managing the finances that you currently have and the finances that you will have when you start earning more money? Can you obtain information about all your assets and liabilities? Do you know what's in your name? Like what kind of credit lines or loans are in your name? What type of assets are in your name as far as like property? Do you know what your liabilities are? Like I mentioned, liabilities are credit or money that you still owe. You must immediately start saving. Of course, this can be very small as 10 cents a day, 20 cents a day, 50 cents a day, and um, as it applied to your individual lifestyle. And you just start making it happen. So that's the steps to financial stability. So for step one, we're asking, how confident are you? How does being a victim of financial abuse make you feel about money? Does it make you feel like you have no hope because you feel like you have no access to money or that you're not earning money? Do you feel able to manage your finances? Do you feel like your partner has kept that from you for so long that you no longer have that life skill and you need to gain skill in managing your finances? If you don't understand that your abuser probably wanted you to feel this way, just to consider that these feelings that you may be feeling or these thoughts that you may be going across your mind when you're asking yourself these questions, they're most likely wanting you to feel that way if they're abusing you financially. So in this slide, we're discussing what an asset is versus a liability. So you need to know your list that applies to you. And for many people who have been in abusive relationships, it's kind of hard to attain this list, especially if you're still in that relationship. And then once you're out, you have to find like resources and organizations that will help you figure this out. But an asset is a property owned by a person or company regarded as being of value and available to meet debts and commitments. So say you owe someone some money or you owe some type of large sum of money. You can sell your furniture. That's an asset because you own your furniture, hopefully. So these are a list of assets. So cars, houses, furniture, electronics, and business ownership. A liability is the thing for which someone is responsible, especially a debt or financial obligation. So this can be car loans, house loan, furniture, credit line, credit card, layaway, credit line, credit card, unpaid overdue bills, and collection accounts. That's on your credit report. So step 3 is immediately saving. So small, easy ways to start saving. So save change from purchases. So for example, if your purchase is $17.34 and you use a $20 bill, the amount of change is $2.66. So this can be a start, a small step in saving money. Open a private bank account that your partner isn't aware of. Use bonuses from work, additional job, or love gifts from friends and family to deposit to your private account. So if you're not working, maybe you're getting just money from friends and family who, have empathy for your situation, or maybe it's for, your birthday, or maybe for one of your kids' birthdays, or whatever the case may be. you're using that money to deposit to this private account. So making financial independence happen, it all happens with one step at a time. So open a savings account, open a checking account, and applying for a secured credit card to repair or ensure credit history. So many times when you're in an abusive, economic abusive relationship, you are unaware of what your credit status is. So a best way to start repairing your credit or building some type of credit history is to use the money from your savings account that you've acquired, and hopefully you have some income coming in by the time you have a better stable financial status. You get a secure credit card. So what that means is you're paying for the credit. It's not like a traditional credit card. So most secure credit cards have about a $250 limit. It varies depending on what creditor organization you go to, but most of them are average about $250. So you upfront pay the creditor $250, and that makes you look like a more credible person to credit bureaus, and that helps you repair or ensure credit history. And you must pay this card in full every month. So I typically try to give my clients advice with using this card as for things that are essential to you, something that is already laid out in your budget that you already know you can afford. So this can be gas to get to and from work or to and from school. This can be groceries that you know that you spend $200 a month from groceries. This can be just a regular PG&E or SMUD bill, something that you know is already has a section in your budget. So you already know I spend $200 in groceries. If I use my secured credit card, I know I'll be able to pay that $200 at the end of the month because it's already allocated somewhere in my budget. So that's how I use the secured credit card, and it helps repair and build your credit very quickly compared to a traditional credit card. So let's review some of these steps to financial stability. So think about your confidence level regarding finances, those questions that we ask ourselves at the beginning of this. Gain information about your assets and liabilities. So do your assets outweigh your liabilities, or do your liabilities outweigh your assets, and start working on that. We always want to have more assets than liabilities to have a healthy, stable financial status. Begin saving immediately. Like I said, start very small if you can. And of course, seek financial independence one step at a time. So take your time, pace yourself, don't put too much pressure on yourself, but be confident in every step that you take towards that financial independence. Things to keep in mind while seeking independence from your abusive partners. So new housing. This is something that our program helps with, Housing First program. So if you leave an abusive partner may use your credit report to find you. Large property management firms tend to check credit histories through a credit bureau. Consider limiting your housing search for private properties, or supplying your own copy of your credit report when applying for housing. That way, you may be able to avoid your new address from showing up in your credit report. Technology. Be very cautious of using the internet. This includes online applications and communicating with your landlord and mortgage company. Information sent over the internet can be intercepted and read and accessed by your abuser. Workplace safety. Okay, if it is safe, available, and appropriate, consider providing your supervisor and company security with a copy of your protection order and partner's photo. If you have one, of course. You can also ask security to escort you to and from the parking lot or to public transportation. Be sure to screen your telephone calls and consider changing your work schedule and travel patterns to and from work. So maybe not have the same schedule for work, always take a different route throughout your work week. So, in case your abuser is stalking you or tracking your whereabouts and your movements throughout the week, they won't know they won't be able to pick up on any patterns, basically, or any routine. So this portion of the workshop's optional. This is for people who are married to their abuser and they are thinking about divorce or separating. So stick around for that. So divorce and child support. One of the major issues a married domestic violence survivor faces is deciding whether to file for divorce. The most important thing to do first is to consult an attorney. Good legal advice is essential for this step in gaining financial independence and overall independence. We do have a legal support team here at Weave, like I mentioned before, and so that's something you can reach out to your case manager about if that is something you are thinking about doing. So orders of protection say remove a partner from your home, ban a partner from coming to your home or workplace, ban a partner from contacting you by phone or email. So these are different orders of protection. The common forms of economic relief include child support, spousal support, mortgage and rent payment, temporary possession of property such as a car and clothing, reimbursement for medical expenses and property damage, lost wages, attorney fees, moving expenses. So this is for someone who's considered leaving and they're worried about how are they going to pay for their life after leaving their abuser? How are they going to maintain independently? So there's different economic relief programs that you can apply for. Try to gather as much data as possible before meeting with an attorney. So by data, they mean, income tax returns, one of your own pay stubs if you're working, or one of your partner's pay stubs, copies of your partner's employee benefit statement, a wish list of assets you would like to keep. So this is something you want to gather before meeting with an attorney so they can have a better understanding of your partner's income, if you're applying for child support or some type of alimony of that sort. This will help them factor in how much you may be eligible to get from your partner so you can have a jump start or a foundation on moving forward independently financially. And of course, a wish list of assets. So if you know you're going to need a bed or a couch, or there's something that was passed down to your family that is currently still in a home that that you left and you want to have and keep as an asset for yourself. Save threatening emails, voicemails, letters, and gifts, to show to your attorney. If you choose to use the legal system, this evidence will be very helpful. If you already have the protection order, document all problems. This will help you prove that your partner or ex-partner is violating the order. So whenever anything new happens where they may show up at your job, they may call or text you, they may harass, your coworkers or your family members, or, follow you to the grocery store, whatever the case may be, always document it, always contact the police and your lawyer just to update, the violations that they're making towards the protective order that you already put in place. Before you meet with your attorney, think about the following. Things you own. Make a list of your possession, including your home, car, furniture, and these in these three categories. So items that are yours, items that are your partner's, items you bought while married. Take photos and save them in a safe place. Your living expenses. So it's like your financial status will change dramatically after leaving your partner. Estimate your current living expenses. If you have children, and include any money you will spend on them. You may not be able to maintain your current lifestyle. If so, consider cutting back on expenses, or you may find an additional source of income. Different budgeting and money saving strategies may be helpful. They are addressed later in this curriculum. Insurance coverage. If you're now covered under your partner's health plan, you may be able to continue it through COBRA. It's a program that allows you to keep the same coverage for 18 months However, COBRA can be quite expensive. If it is, you can request that the judge order your partner to be responsible for your children's health insurance. It can be included in a divorce statement. So some people who go through divorce file pro se. So pro se is a legal term. It means that one appears in court on their own. Someone who files pro se is responsible for their own legal representation and does not have the benefit of an attorney. Okay. The pro se divorce process may not be a safe choice for victims of domestic violence. Unfortunately, domestic violence is rooted in power and control. This can make it unsafe for a survivor of domestic violence to represent themselves in a divorce. Their financial future, emotional well-being, and the custody of their children are at stake at all costs. As far as child support goes, child support covers regular expenses involving raising a child. It can include medical support, educational assistance, insurance costs. For unmarried partners, paternity is not legally automatic. So that may be an additional step that you need to take if you're not married to your partner. Typical paternity can be proven at the hospital. Paternity is a legal relationship. It may mean certain benefits are due from the legal father, including, if they're legally are the child's father or parent, child support, inheritance, veterans benefits, social security benefits, life insurance. Now mothers want to establish paternity, especially in domestic violence situations, because they feel that that's just another way to keep their partner in their lives, like as a part of some portion of their life, which I understand, you just want to get away. And so sometimes they don't even include this in their divorce or in their separation. And so that was child support and divorce. If you stuck around for child support, like I said, we do have a legal team at Weave. So if you need resources or referrals to another programming that can help you additionally, if our program doesn't have all the resources for you, just contact them through your case manager. And if you have any questions, of course, reach out to me and I can help you find those resources as well. But that was our first workshop officially for Purple Purse, moving ahead. It wasn't much a long workshop. I try to make these workshops not be too tedious and not too prolonged, so you can attain some of the information a little better. I apologize if I was moving too fast. You will have some type of outline or printout of all these workshops provided to you through your case manager, and any worksheets if they are needed for the workshop. Thank you again for joining me and being present. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you guys got much out of this workshop. Enjoy the rest of your time and take care.